Good morning. Hope you guys are having an awesome weekend. I think it's going to be a beautiful weekend here in East Tennessee. The sky is crystal clear. There's not a cloud in the sky. It's going to be pretty warm though. I think we're going to be in the 80s. And I've got some stuff to do in here today. I've got to clean up. I keep saying that, but I'm going to get at it today. And I'm also going to go down to the garden. And I need to go check and see if the tomatoes need to be staked a little more, the cucumbers. I'll see if I've got any cucumbers. I think one of my tomato plants, as I was walking down through there yesterday, had tomatoes on it. So we'll go check all that out. And the guys are down there cutting wood. They're trying to get that done. We've almost got all of our wood filled up in the wood shed for the winter because we burn wood in a wood stove. And that's what heats our house over the winter time. So yeah, they've got to get all that squared away so they can move on to the next project. Sunflower in the burn pile.
There's also a pumpkin in the
Compost? I know, I saw that. The guys are preparing for the winter. Let's don't think about that right now though. How much are y'all cutting?
I usually do, it's a big saw, 2 to 3 gas tank loads.
We got a pumpkin in the compost pile. Ooh, look at its bloom. Well, they're making all kinds of noise. I can't complain though, it keeps me warm in the winter. Let's look at these chicks real quick before I get started in the garden. What are y'all doing? Hi, chickies. Hi, chickies. Well, they look pretty cute. Oh, they're gonna hide from me. I know where you're going. I know your secret tunnel. There's tomatoes on this one. Little ones. My husband always says we'll hopefully have them by July 4th, and I think that's gonna possibly be the case. Y'all, they're covered. Got all kinds of them, which is awesome. Some here. Oh yeah, look at that. Pretty much all of them have little tomatoes on them, I think. I gotta stake these two. Oh, yeah, these are a little bit bigger. All right, y'all, they're looking amazing. Happy with the way the garden's going. My husband's gonna get out here today and I think till these rows. I've been keeping the weeds away from the plants. Now all he needs to do is just go down the rows. And we made our rows 6 feet, so really easy for a tiller to go down. I had laid some cardboard I had got at the grocery store down underneath these hose right here because I had a lot of weeds and we didn't really get them good last time with the tiller, but I don't know if that's even helping or not. Maybe if I had laid something on top of them, it's kind of killing them, yeah. That cardboard was free at the grocery store and they just throw it out. I mean, just stacks of it. and there's nothing on it. So I might pick up some more next time. I'll go over there. Maybe I'll have Seth go over there with his truck and just fill it up. Maybe I could put it in my raised beds over the winter, but I really don't have problems with weeds in the raised beds, and everything pulls up really, really good. All right, you guys, I discovered something down here. As I was checking my cucumbers, I have had blooms for a couple weeks at least. Look at this. Looky there. We have a little pickling cucumber. Actually, quite a few on here. There's one. That one might be getting close to being picked, depending on what size you like to eat them. I like the small ones. They're crispier. They're really good for making pickles out of. I make refrigerator pickles. So good. I gotta go in and cool off for a little bit. Before I do, I'm gonna show you all my zinnias on my back fence. I just noticed them as I was walking up the hill. Just overnight. And what I love about these is just all the colors, all the different colors they produce. All these are fixing to open up too, and oh, and I've got a yellow coneflower. And doesn't that look beautiful with the orangey red ones? Oh, and my hostas are gonna open up soon too. Gorgeous. All right, guys, I've made it back down to the basement. I've cooled off a little bit. I've decided I'm gonna do one more hatch. I had 2 hatches going that were like a week apart. First one had a really good hatch rate. I was doing it in the Brinzy incubator. And then the second one was in another incubator. I'm trying to narrow down the issues with this last incubator and why I had such a low hatch rate, poor hatch rate. And maybe it was a humidity issue. I couldn't keep the humidity completely stabilized in that one. So that might have been the problem. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hatch again in the Brinzy, and we're gonna see if we have this issue again. If I have 2 great hatches out of the Brinzy, I'm thinking it was a humidity thing. So I've got 11 eggs, and several of them I know are from some frizzles. I think so far I have 1 confirmed frizzle, but I'm really wanting some more. So we're gonna go with 1 more hatch, be about 3 weeks. There's gonna be about a 4 to 5 week difference on the chicks. So hopefully that's not gonna be an issue because I'm wanting to still put them together. So we'll see how that goes. There's quite a few frizzle eggs in this bunch right here. So frizzles don't always produce 100% frizzles, but you have that chance. You can't put 2 frizzles together because that causes issues. They can have like curly, brittle feathers, heart issues. So you always want to breed a frizzle to a non-frizzle. And then you may get, like I said, 50% chance that one of the chicks will come out frizzle. If that makes sense to y'all. I love genetics. All right, let's make sure we've got the humidity set and all that good stuff. So this incubator, you just need either a bottled water, a little jar of water, and it just pulls in that water as it needs to increase humidity. If it doesn't need humidity, it doesn't pull it in there. So that's really nice. It keeps it super, super stabilized. So I'm on to the next thing on the agenda, and that is cleaning my tank. I have not cleaned this big tank in over a month or more, It has a lot of plants in it, which consume a lot of the nitrates, which allows me to not have to do a lot of water changes. But I do need to scrape algae. Now, this tank really doesn't get a lot of algae. I used to have a bunch of 20 gallons in here, and they got a whole lot more algae than this tank ever does. And I do believe a lot of it just has to do with the water volume, it's planted, and all that kind of stuff. I have this little scraper right here that Seth bought for his aquarium, and I'm gonna see how it works on this one. I'm a little nervous because the magnet is super, super tight, and it just really grips super tight and really quickly, and just, I don't want it to like hit my glass too hard, so I'm gonna give it a try and see if I like it. And somebody had babies in here just very recent, because I have a ton of tiny baby guppies swimming around in here. Quite nervous. See that the magnet on this thing is just crazy tight. I can get a technique here. Maybe I can slide it on. Y'all can see what I'm doing from the edge. That way it doesn't snap too much. Oh, hey, that was an easy way to get it on. All right, so it is time to do a water change, I do believe. So while I'm cleaning the glass, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and do a water change. So my setup to change the aquarium is with this garbage can. I don't know if y'all have seen some of my previous videos. I used to have a whole full-on fish room in here, so I had a lot of stuff set up so I could do things pretty efficiently. So I connect a hose to, it's a quick connect, and I fill up the tank with the fish water, and then I can drain it out into the yard or into a bucket to use for my plants. This is how I'm gonna go ahead and do it this time. I do usually about a 25% water change or 30%. So with a 75 gallon, it's almost 20 gallons of water. So this makes the process a lot easier. I don't have to wheel that out and dump it out. It just goes out in this little hose right here. Now I have two hoses. The first one I use is just a very slow draining hose, but allows me to get down in these rocks and get all the excess waste products up and out of here. And then when I'm done doing that, I put my other hose in here, which drains the water quicker, because, you know, out of 20 gallons, it takes a little while to do that with this one. I've got a lot of babies. I can see them go up into this tubing, and I can clamp it off and let them back out. I find that kind of about the most efficient way to do it. But I do miss my ranchu. I thought about getting a tank just for the ranchu. I love goldfish. I just love their personalities. I always wanted to try to breed them. And I think I could. It's just having a big tank. I had mine in a 20 gallon, and it just was not big enough. I was always changing the water constantly. I'm ready for the faster hose, and it has a grid on the bottom of it. It's a filter, kind of helps from getting the fish going up in there, or gravel or other things like that, but I'm still pretty cautious. I could probably put like a little hose, like a pantyhose on the bottom of it, which would probably be the safest option. Now I have a little hookup that I can hook my hose to my sink. I have this little PVC pipe that my husband made, which I can drape over the side of the aquarium, which works really well. And I connect this to my sink because that way I can get the correct temperature going into the tank. I just let it run in here until I get the correct temperature. And then I'm gonna have to put some of these plants back down into the gravel, because when I was gravel vacuuming, I did pull up some of those, and the fish have pulled up some of these too. The fish always love it when I put this in here. And I use a water conditioner. I usually use that, measure it out for the amount of water I'm replacing. And I usually put it in as soon as I'm done filling up. Now, for one of the last things that I'm gonna do in the tank is cut off some of the dead leaves. So this Amazon sword back here, I've been meaning to get to it. That one has a snail on it. I'll have to make sure that I get it off. Come on, buddy. There they go. That'll look a lot better and give those opportunity to grow. All right, so I'm just going over the last bit of algae with this. This works so good.